everybody, it's Kristin. For my next segment in my 4 Looks 1 Palette series, I decided to go ahead and do this palette, which is the new Wet n Wild Spring Collection. And this is the one in Going Into the Wild. And it looks like this. I picked this one for a couple of reasons. One of which being the other one, from what I've heard, and I do have the other one, I just haven't had a chance to play with it, has a lot of dupes for the Naked palette. And there are how many videos on that? So I decided to go ahead and do this one based on that. And when I Instagrammed a picture that I had received these as a gift from a sweet friend because they're nowhere to be found in Wisconsin, I had a lot of requests for 4 Looks 1 Palette. And I asked a couple of those people kind of offline which one they would prefer. And this was the one. So there you go. So today what I did was I used this color here, which is the eyelid color, and I did use it all over my lid. I have to say I was a little disappointed in the payoff. Normally Wet n Wild is full of payoff, and this one wasn't. Doing it again, I would probably put it over some sort of base, but it is what it is. So I put it all over my lid, and then after I had done my crease color, I did try to put it on my lid a little bit more with my finger versus a brush. So anyway, I did that. I used the definer color in the outer corner and into the crease. And I softened out my crease. There isn't a blending color in there. So I went back to my, I used this a lot during Drugstore December, my Chic Naturals, whatever, in brown tones. And I just kind of combined the two of them together to use as my crease color. And I did use the brow bone as my brow bone highlight with a fluffy brush. And then also as my inner corner. What I did for liner today is I used my Avon Super Shock in Blackberry, so you could use any kind of color like that. I smudged it out on the top line with the definer color, and I smudged it out on the bottom line actually with this eyelid color. It just looked a little dark to me, and this is so soft that sometimes you have to be a little careful with it. So I will zoom you in, then I'll come back and show you what I did in the rest of my face. Okay, so here's the look. And like, I do like it, although I was disappointed in that one color. Okay, on the rest of my face, I am attempting to contour a little bit. I used NYX Taupe. I just got this in. I ordered it from the Makeup Geek site. As the rest of my bronzer, I just used some Too Faced bronzer. For my blush today, I used the Milani blush in Mai Tai. And then for my lipstick today, I used the Kiko in 813, which looks like that. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow with the next look. The next look that I have with the Going in the Wild palette is, and I have to say I'm kind of having a difficult time finding looks that I like with this palette. I'm not really sure why. But anyway, I used this color all over the outer 2/3 of my lid, and the inner third I used this brow bone color right here. And then into the crease I took this definer color. Now I have to say, in this palette, it is not as pigmented as most of their other palettes, and I'll swatch it at the end for you. And then in the crease, on a very fluffy 224 brush, I used this purple color right here, just to kind of add a little glowing gleam to it. So I will zoom you in. So here's the look. The rest of my face, I used the Physicians Formula blush in Rosy Glow, which, as you know, is one of my favorite blushes of all time. I used the Reserve Your Cabana as my highlight today, and Too Faced bronzer as my bronzer. And then I used the Revlon Color Stay in black as my liner. And I used the Maybelline, what is this? No, CoverGirl in Sultry, 200 Sultry, so it's one that looks like this. This is a gift to me from Lauren. Alright, so we'll see you with the next look. The third look I have for you is a look that is kind of similar to one that I wore in my I Love Spring tag, I think, where I used the mint underneath. I didn't want to use, obviously, the Amber Rush because that isn't in this palette, so I tried to get as close as I could with the kind of the pigmentation issues that I'm having with this. So first I used Bad to the Bronze as a base all over my lid. I had to. And I used this eyelid color right here. And then and that's all that I have on my lid. And then I have the Chic Naturals as my transition color and a little brulee as highlight, but you can use any brow bone color that you want. So over the bad to the bronze, like I said, I used this eyelid color, and then I took my Fascinating Eye Kohl from MAC. You could use milk, you could use whatever white base you have, and I went below my lower lash line with that, and then I took the mint and I went over that white liner. On my lower waterline, I used the Rimmel in Nude, just because it's a pretty stark difference when you have the white and the mint, and I just felt like it needed something, so I did that. And then my eyeliner on top, I used the Pixie in Black Cocoa and smudged that out. So I'll zoom you in. So here's the look. For blush today, I used the Milani Mineral Blush in Luminous, not to be confused with Luminoso. This is the one that's flat like this. I actually don't think that they make these anymore, but so it looks like that. And that is enough of a highlight in and of itself, so I don't have any highlight at all. And I have a little Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. On my lips today, I have the Revlon Color Burst in Rosy Nude, which is one of my all-time favorites. This is the second tube of this that I've had. Sad that they're being discontinued. Alright, so just one more look and I will see you tomorrow for that. The final look that I have for you, I used Maybelline's Barely Beige, I think is the, Barely Beige Color Tattoo as my base. So you could use any kind of shimmery, whatever you've got. I know that one was limited edition. Then I used the Brow Bone color all over my lid, and I used a really fluffy brush with this purple color in the crease. And then I took the this definer color in the outer corner and into the crease. I just used that same definer color on a MAC 266 brush underneath my lash line. I used Brulee as a highlight, and I used a black liner on the top, my top line and my tight line. So I will zoom you in. So here's the look. For blush today, I used the NYX Cream Blush in Boho Chic first, which looks like that. And then over top of that, just to set it a little bit, I used the NYX Blush in Pinched. I like that combo. And then as my lips today, I used it's all about NYX apparently. I used the NYX Mega Shine Gloss in Beige, which, as we all know, is not beige. So I'm just going to give you swatches of each of the colors on my hand. This is the first side, and those are pretty much right below where their colors are. And then there are the top rows, that other row. Now I don't normally do that with all of my 4 Looks 1 palettes, but I just wanted to show that aside from a few colors like the mint green one, really is one of the best performing shadows in this palette. I'm very surprised at how these colors aren't very pigmented. Very unlike a normal Wet n Wild palette. I've not played with the other limited edition palette at all because I just started doing 4 Looks with this. But I'm very surprised. No, I have not read very many reviews on this to know if I'm the only one that thinks this or not, but you can just see, you know, even with the brow bone, you can't even see that one, which is unusual for Wet n Wild. And I'm not saying that, well, it's not a good thing. I was going to say, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's just different from their normal. And I think that, you know, especially people that are really trying hard to find these, you might just kind of want to know what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this 4 Looks 1 palette. It was a little bit tricky for me. I had a hard time. These are not normal colors for me by any means, and I was trying to not do the same old thing that I would always do. I did the best that I could, but yeah, it was a good work in creative thinking for me in trying to come up with different looks with this palette. I think this is a great palette, maybe to have some different colors in, but not necessarily to travel with. I would not travel with this palette. I just think it's a palette that will offer you some good different kind of colors that you maybe don't have in other palettes, but not, I don't appreciate it as a standalone palette, but I am still very happy to have it, particularly since it was a gift. So, All right, I hope that you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave it below. Everything, my foundation, concealers were the same, all 4 looks, as well as my mascara, and I will list that all below for you. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.